Welcome back, you sexy motherfuckers.
Yes, sir.
You anime watchers.
Yep.
You anime lovers.
Yep. Them
All
too.
right. Fuck you, manga readers. All
Oh
right. We
wow.
don't
All
like you.
right.
That's-
Hey, starting off aggressive.
starting off aggressive. I'm kidding,
Starting off
man.
aggressive.
We can't read. We're literate. All right. So we give y'all a hard time.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't read. It's a
but
problem.
we're coming back with episode. What is we? Almost 30. I know we're
I
getting
think
close.
this.
I think it
Yeah,
is
we're
30,
somewhere
right?
around there. This might be 30. Yeah, the big 3-0.
Yes, the big 3-0 out of
We're
pocket.
throwing a goodbye to our 20s party.
Goodbye and so long.
Blackie
Farewell
Chan's
to
pants.
you, my friends. Goodbye, so long.
Yeah.
Until we meet
This
again.
this just came in. They want you to stop singing. They've been
Okay,
talking
my
about
bad.
it every episode.
But we're back. We're back, and we got a
Every episode.
special, very special episode. This is so unique.
He says this every time. It's just a
It's
normal
so
episode.
different than every other episode we've ever done.
It's a little
Because
different.
Shane, we're getting into the anime of the year.
Yeah, for the Crunchyroll Awards, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Ooh, woo.
Oh wow, that's a lot going on there,
Is
huh?
that what
a
they
lot
do
to
at the
unpack.
awards? Isn't that
You
how
know,
they entry
I
it
don't,
at
I
the
don't, I
award
don't.
show?
You know, I don't think that's what they do.
I think that's what they do.
Although I will say, surprisingly, because I watch a lot more anime than you.
Yeah.
I've never watched a Crunchyroll Awards. Never once.
Never either. And this, I've never followed it. I've never followed who's won. I don't know how many years that
never.
they've done it,
Yeah.
but I've never followed it. So this will be a first for us, and hopefully, one day we'll be hosting it.
Oh, okay. All right.
not go.
Okay, guys.
Not just
I want
go.
you guys to
We
understand.
want to be hosting it.
Oddly enough, he's being very serious.
Yeah.
I don't know how or why, but it's true. He's being very serious.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the ambition.
Yeah.
He will be
One day.
super disappointed when they just ask for me to host.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys could host, but Lucky Chan's got to stay home. And then that's when you step in and go, no, I'm not hosting without my brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, deuces, dude. I'm out, bro.
Hey, man,
I'm quitting the pod too while I'm at it. I've been waiting for my chance to go solo. This is it. It's my time. Time to shine.
Oh, great. That's crazy. But is it lit?
That would be wild.
Have you heard anything about the award show?
I've legitimately never heard anything. Like, I know they did it last year. That's the only thing I know for sure, is that they did it last year. I don't know how long it's been going on or anything like that. But I am really excited to watch this year and kind of get a vibe for it. And then I am excited to see what they do with this category, especially anime of the year, because there's some good runners up there.
Yeah, 2023 was a big year for anime.
It was a phenomenal year for anime.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about this because I sent you a message before we did the episode where I was like, hey, think of any snubs. Yeah. And I was like thinking back on it, and I was thinking about all the new animes that I've watched. And when I thought back on it, I was like, I don't think there were too many animes I didn't like that I've watched this year.
Right. And that's where I'm like, I think it's a combination. They pick based on a combination of popularity, of course, as always, but also I think art style plays a big role in this. Like graphics.
Well,
it's got
I think the whole thing. I know, did you run through all their categories?
Run through all their categories? No.
Yeah, I went through all their categories.
Yeah.
And I actually went and voted, So, hey guys, get out and vote.
Yeah. For the president?
It's too late to vote now, but get out and vote next year. No one gives a fuck about who the president is. I'm talking about anime, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Get politics out of here, man.
Yeah, we're not gonna be those guys, man.
No, we will never be those guys.
Michelle Obama, 2020.
2020. Wait.
Yeah. But they have those separate categories. So I think this is just kind of like an all-encompassing.
Just popularity then. It's gotta just be popularity then.
It's gotta be, right? Just who enjoys this one. But
I'll
run through the list. I'll run through the list. Did you want to make sure you hit the studios while I run through the list?
Yeah, so you'll list them off, and then I'll list the studio they're with.
All right, so first up, we got Oshinoko.
And the studio is Dogakobo.
All right.
It's an
And then
African studio. No, I'm just
and
kidding.
then just so you guys know, I have a hard enough time speaking English. If you guys are constant watchers of the podcast,
Woo!
you know how often I
We're
fuck
gonna
up on
butcher this.
words. So this is
Yeah.
gonna get real rough real
It's gonna
quick.
it's
All
gonna get
right.
real rough. Real
Yep, I
rough.
got and if I do it wrong, Blackie Chan will correct me, and he'll probably correct me wrong because he's done that
Correct.
before. Fucking Gato, dick
It is
face.
Gato.
That's your fault.
All right,
It's
Naruto.
Geto.
All right, Naruto.
Yeah, that one I've
It's
called it that since I
Naruto.
was a kid.
It's Naruto.
So for real, when I say it that way, it sounds like I'm saying it wrong because I've called
No, it
it
doesn't.
Naruto since I was a kid. So I know it's wrong, but by the time I figured it out, I'd done it for like 5 years. And it's like,
So
I
you're
guess
just
it's just
rolling with it.
Naruto now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's
Yeah, yeah.
just Gato now because that's what I'm
It's
gonna
not,
keep
it's
saying.
Geto.
I'm
It's
gonna
early
keep
enough. It hasn't been
it's
5
Gato.
years.
It's
Time to make some changes.
Gato
Be the best version of
2024.
you. All right.
Gato 2024.
Okay. All right. All right. So the second second nomination is I believe that is Bocchi the Rock.
Bocchi the Rock, and their studio is Cloverworks.
Yep. And I always want to say that's the same studio that does Black Clover, but I think I'm just linking Clover together.
Yeah, you're
Like
definitely
Black
just linking
Clover
Clover.
and Clover.
You just
Where it's
instantly
like,
thought of Black Clover.
yep. So I
Let's
think
be
that's what
honest.
I'm doing. Yep. 100%. See, third up, we got Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man, Mappa. What a big year
Ooh.
for Mappa, man.
Yeah, they've had a solid year.
Yeah, we're gonna be saying this multiple times.
Yep. Too bad for those fucking not engineers, but fucking animators.
Workers. Yeah. Just
Fuck,
workers.
dude.
Whoever's in that office is getting grilled.
Yeah, just so you know, we love you guys. I hope you get treated better, but also I would like to, the seasons to keep being fire. So
Yeah.
I want a balance. I want
And
you to be treated better,
feel
but I want the seasons to be fire.
And if you feel in danger, 911. Okay.
Is
911.
it 911 in Japan?
I have no idea, but good
Put
luck.
a whole put a whole monkey wrench in your shit, huh?
Blink twice if you can hear me.
All right, next up we got Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, man, and the studio with this is Ufotable. I butchered that completely.
Oh,
Ufotable.
100%.
Ufotable.
You.
Ufotable.
Me fottable.
Ufotable.
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 Hey, see what I did there?
Now, this is a studio real quick I've never heard of before, and for them to be the ones who did Demon Slayer, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
And you might get botched and beat up for that statement because for all we know, they have like all these.
I'm
big
saying
works
I haven't.
going.
Right. I'm saying I haven't heard of them.
Okay.
I'm just. That doesn't mean that I haven't watched
and
one.
I do want to specify that is the Swordsmith arc.
Correct. It is
Okay.
Swordsmith. Yes, you are
All
right.
Next up, we got Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
We know Mappa, man. Mappa.
That's a
Big
fun
year,
one to
man.
say.
Mappa.
That's a fun one to say, isn't it?
Kind of reminds me of Nappa.
Yeah.
Hey, Vegeta. Come on, Vegeta. We gotta kill him, Vegeta.
Goodbye, Tien.
I love you, Tien. Get off of me. Shout out to Nappa.
Last but not least, we got Vinland Saga season 2
from Mappa. Big year, man. Studio of the year clearly goes to Mappa.
So do you? Well, I mean, do you think Jesus? That would be fun. Do you think that maybe the mistreatment of these animators is why their content is so great? Because they say art comes from pain. So maybe Mappa has the key to success, and that's why they treat people so badly, because they're like, hey, in this pain, in this terrible treatment that you're feeling, will come greatness.
Well, and some of the most quality material comes from China, and we know how their workers get just grilled into the ground.
I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
They get drilled into the ground. They have a horrible labor system out there.
All right. Well, I thought we just said we weren't getting into politics, man.
No, that's not politics. That's you, motherfucker. You just said they were getting mistreated.
Hey, man. Hey. I said the employees at this place, and then for some reason you switched countries, went over to China.
Dude, very similar country. Very similar.
I bet the Japanese would disagree.
Okay, dude.
I'm just saying. It's just like people being like,
similar.
Dominican Republic is similar to Puerto Rico. I'd be like,
U.S. is similar to Canada. Our systems very similar.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's not accurate at all.
Oh, yeah? What's not accurate about it?
Healthcare.
That's one thing.
Yeah, you just said what's not accurate about it. I gave you
Dude,
one thing.
I
Let's
didn't
keep it
say
moving.
exactly the same.
All
I
right, you
said
understand.
similar.
You understand. We are
I
now
said
debating. You were
similar.
saying
'Cause of
Canada when we're supposed
you.
to be
'Cause of
debating
you. You're not
anime
gonna say
of
that's
the
wrong
year.
and not
Can we talk
explain
about the
shit.
anime of the year?
You're not gonna say that's wrong and go, "Alright, let's
Let's
move on.
let's talk
It's
about the
wrong,
anime
let's
of the
move
year.
on."
So, who do you have for anime of the year?
Personally, my choice
Yeah,
out of
doesn't even
this
have to be on
list,
the list. It
I was
doesn't
about
even
to
have to be
say,
on the
you gotta
list.
clarify this.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't even
Does
have to
not
be on the
have to be
list.
on the list.
Who do you have as anime of the year?
I have Jujutsu Kaisen. I have
Okay,
Jujutsu
so it's on
Kaisen.
the list. Dude, are you
But
gonna specify? Are you
it
gonna
doesn't
specify?
it doesn't need to be on the list? Good, because it's Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yep.
And
Okay.
my main points for that are popularity. I mean, it just dominated social media.
Dominated.
Absolutely dominated social
Dominated.
media. And then graphics. The fight scenes in those graphics, and not solely graphics, but the fight scenes within it, I think were dope as
Mhm.
fuck. And it was a close second, Demon Slayer. But
Okay.
I'm gonna let you give your number one.
Yeah, I will say though, I do want to preface, how many of these haven't you watched? That's a good thing to note
Oh yes.
on the list.
Yeah,
Which ones
that's
haven't you watched?
so Bocchi, I haven't seen that, which is the Rock show. Now I did watch the trailer on the ones I haven't seen. So Bocchi, I probably would never ever even probably consider that, even if I didn't watch it. But I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't, or say I would never if I haven't seen it. And then Chainsaw Man, I haven't seen that. I heard a lot of good things about it though. You are controversial on that, which I guess
Yes.
we'll get into that eventually. And
Yeah.
then Vinland, which I have seen the trailer on that. And Vinland actually looks good based on the trailer.
It's
That looks like
phenomenal.
medieval times,
It's
swordsmiths
phenomenal.
type shit. Has a lot of story tribal essence to it. So that one I'm actually most excited to eventually watch. But Chainsaw Man, going back on that a little bit, the trailer was I don't know anything from watching the trailer. That shit was so like no
Mhm.
words, just bunch of different shit happening, and then a chainsaw
Yeah.
dude fucking things up.
Yeah.
That
All
was
right.
it.
Fair enough. All right. So, I will say my choice for anime of the year is also Jujutsu Kaisen. That is my choice of anime of the year. That's the one it just like I've watched. So before we get going, I've watched all of these except one, and that is Bocchi and the Rock, or Bocchi the Rock,
Yeah,
whatever fuck
Bocchi
her
the Rock.
name is. I've never watched that one,
Yeah,
but every other one I've watched, and I think I've personally enjoyed, as far as like storyline, overall story, marrying up with great graphics, good fights, all like, and just knowing the popularity of the shows, I think Jujutsu Kaisen is the best one on there, and I think
yeah,
it's gotta be a favorite, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gotta be a favorite.
Yeah. And then which one is your close second?
My close second, to be honest with you, is probably gonna be Demon Slayer, like you, but I
Mhm.
think people enjoy. I think Vinland Saga has a very good following, and so does Oshinoko.
Yeah, it does.
So I do think this is a good list. I think this is an appropriate list,
Yeah,
as far as, because there's just so many categories. So
yeah,
like when I first glanced at this list, like I don't know that one anime, but other than that, when I first glanced at it, I was like, I could live with that.
yeah. You're
Like
not
I could
like,
live
how
with
the
any
fuck
of
did that
these.
get on there for the most part? With the
Right,
exception of Bocce, but we've never seen it.
right, and it could be fucking a masterpiece.
Right. I've never heard anything like any
I've
buzz
never,
about it.
I've never,
Anything.
and then to be honest, I looked it up to try and get some more information on it, and couldn't find too many videos on it.
Right. So that one
So
is interesting, but nonetheless, it's still a really good list. And like you mentioned, Oshinoko, that one I was getting close to putting in close second, just because it's such a step
I
out from
enjoyed
what
it.
we're used to. I'm not used to shows like that, and it was so intriguing and so engaging, and I
Right.
watched it all the way through very quickly.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's crazy. So with like this list, right? And I think I had mentioned it earlier, but when you're watching like this year in animes, I've watched a lot of animes that just came out this year or that are newer. So seasons 1, season 2s, I've watched a lot of those for this year, and it's very rare. Like there's only one or two animes I watched this year where I'm just like, nah, I could do without it. But even with those ones, like I still kind of enjoyed, like I didn't hate them. Like I enjoyed them and watched them all the way through. So as far
yeah.
as that's concerned, like it's tricky when you're putting together a list like this, because
Hmm.
I mean if they replaced let's say they replaced Chainsaw Man with My Hero Academia, the newest season, right?
Hmm.
which it's in the running in other categories. But let's just say, for sake of argument, they did that. Like, would you be upset about it? No. Like, you haven't seen Chainsaw Man. I have.
Right.
I personally wouldn't be upset about it, but I also didn't like Chainsaw Man.
You didn't like it at all?
I liked aspects of it.
Okay. So enough to where you're gonna watch it all the way through?
I don't know if I'll watch it all the way through. That's
Oh, okay. So you're really
genuine.
teetering that line.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause
Okay.
so what did you get from it? What did you
From
get
the
from Chainsaw
trailer,
Man? From the trailer. This will be interesting. What did you get from the trailer?
I got absolutely nothing, Shane. And when I mean like a hint at what the plot is, didn't even get a hint at what the plot is. It was just like monsters, gory shit, dude with chainsaws going berserk.
Yeah.
That's
So
really all I got from it. And it was very frustrating because I'm like, I want to at least know some of the plot or like the general premise, which I like I was telling you,
yeah,
Vinland
you want to
did a
get
great job.
something. Yeah, you want to get something
Something.
from the trailer. Yeah. So essentially with Chainsaw Man, it is pretty popular. So it doesn't surprise me that it's up there. I've heard a lot of people in my anime groups that I'm a part of, like the Facebook groups, stuff like that, stuff I've seen on
The
Twitter.
nerdy shit. Yep.
Yeah, I've heard them refer to this as part of the Dark Trio, which is interesting. It's almost like they're
Mm.
creating a thing. And the Dark Trio from these people, and I could be making this up, you know what I mean? Like, it could only be
This is
my
just
group.
through the
I don't know,
grapevine.
through the grapevine. But I've heard it enough to where I think it's out there in the universe, right? So the
Uh-huh.
Dark Trio are these three from what I've heard. It's Chainsaw Man, which is a show I've watched, Hell's Paradise, which is another show I've watched, and it's up there for some awards. And the third one is Jujutsu Kaisen,
Mm.
because they're on the darker side of the animes. It's
Hmm.
almost like anti-hero kind of shit where you get
I
like
thought you were
Sukuna,
gonna
who's like an
say Attack on
anti-hero.
Titan
No, no.
because that's pretty dark as
Uh
well.
there's a lot of people who make the debate for a new big 3, and
Uh-huh.
and Attack on Titan's in that one.
Now I love that you brought up the big three, and we had this discussion from time to time as we talk.
Mhm.
The new school one that was in the works originally was what My Hero, Attack on Titan, and help me with the third one. My
My
Hero,
Hero,
Attack on
Attack on
Titan,
Titan. Fuck, it's gonna bother me.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. There you go. Thank you.
So those three were you when right before we started the pod. That's where it was at for the most part.
Yeah, and people, that's
Again,
a
this is
debate.
grapevine,
Yeah, and I don't like having that debate with anybody who's not like you, because
right?
people lose their mind over this shit. Okay, I
Yeah,
want you guys to understand. We understand that the
it's just a
phrase was
debate.
literally created to for 3 animes, right? Like, we understand that the big 3 was created. That term was created for Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto.
Yes,
Yeah, so those were the 3 it was created for. Like, that term didn't exist. Those are the 3 that
it's
they
not.
created the
It's
term.
not a studio that made it. It's all
Right.
fan oriented.
Right. We understand that that was created to that extent. With that being said, fucking don't come
It's
for our throats, dude. Like, it's fun to
it's
talk
just a
about.
fun combo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like we said, the modern big three, that's what it was looking like, and I told you immediately as like this season 2 for Jujutsu Kaisen was going through, and I was like, something's getting bumped off that list for JJK
Right.
because of how amazing season 2 was. And it will be interesting to see if JJK can keep this pacing and keep this
There's
excitement because it's like, holy
there's no
shit.
way, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. And I mean,
Season
it's
2
tricky too
was
because the manga's still coming out. The
right.
manga is still getting released and not finished yet. And so that'll be interesting to see if, like, maybe fan reactions could potentially play a role in how he does things in the story in the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if a fan reacts something stupid to a certain thing, and he
Right.
be like, "Oh, okay, I wanted to do that again here, but I guess I'm not gonna fucking do that because it was so shitty." I personally don't think you should tell stories that way, but that would be cool to, like, one day sit down and ask him. You know what I mean? And be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, man, was there anything you saw that happened as it was coming out where you're like, oh, I plan on doing this, which is close, but I don't want to do that again." You know what I mean?
Right. And one of the big things with JJK too that we've seen, and you can second this if you agree, is at conventions, man. JJK is dominating conventions.
Oh shit, I didn't even think
Holy
about that.
shit.
Sure is.
Like, you look at
All
all
year.
anime, you at every anime convention, you see generally the same shit, and it's only a select few, which honestly, that's the one thing I would change about the anime conventions is I wish that they would diversify it a little bit more, even though, you know, I get it. You gotta make money. You're gonna go after the popular ones. But
You would think though that that creates the market because like me and you were like they don't have so nobody's gonna have Oshinoko shirts. You
right.
know what I
Like
mean? So
you
you would think that by having that up there, you would fucking corner the market.
yeah. And did you see one Oshinoko
No,
thing
no, I didn't. I would have
at
bought it.
all? Thing.
A Beat Kamachi shirt? Fuck yeah, dude. I'd rock that
Yeah.
shit hard. Like, thought I told you I'd fucking
I
go
thought I
get
told
the
you that we
fucking
won't stop.
I'd go get the fucking light sticks with fucking
Yeah.
aqua. I'd be getting
Yeah.
it. I'm like,
Or have a jersey with, like, aqua
Ooh.
on it with the light sticks and
Yeah,
shit,
that'd be
and just
dope.
have, like, a beat Kamachi on the back.
And and
Dude,
and to be
that'd be
honest with you,
fucking
I
dope.
don't see a lot of Oshinoko stuff, so it might be a licensing thing. You know what I
I
mean?
it'd be interesting to
It
explore.
might be that they're not giving out the licensing for that or anything like that.
You're
So
right.
that's another possibility there too.
Possibility.
But you
Yeah,
would think with like
but
when you're looking at potential like it's a potential anime of the year.
right.
You
It's
know
like
what I
you should
mean?
want your shit to be out there.
Yeah, and
It's
you would think that we would see more of it.
and you would think that they're gonna make plenty of money off of licensing their shit. I
Yeah.
mean, it just amazes me how much JJK dominated conventions as well, which
Right.
again, cosplay, posters, fits.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's incredible the impact.
here's fruit for thought. All right? I think I said that right, right? Fruit for thought or is it food for thought?
It's food for thought.
Okay.
Here's fruit for
My bad,
thought.
ladies and gentlemen. All right. So here's some fruit for your thoughts. Okay. Because we want your thoughts to be healthy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No complex carbs here.
Yeah.
Carbs are the enemies.
We don't need we don't need
But
no bad dookie scenes with your
nope.
asshole hurting and shit.
Ugh, ugh.
We eating
But
fruit.
yeah, so food for your thought. All right. Here's something to think about. Like me and you, I think we both agree that Jujutsu Kaisen is probably the most popular one on the list. And
It's
if it's
gotta
not
be.
the most popular, it's definitely the most talked about for
It's
sure.
gotta be.
Okay. But out of all of these on this list, only one of them broke the internet. And that was Demon Slayer, the final episode. Out of all of these ones here, Demon Slayer was the only one that broke the internet.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Because me and you both agree we see more. Like I see, don't get me wrong, Demon Slayer has the heavy hand at the conventions for cosplaying
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yes, it
But
does.
if I had to, I'm with you. If I had to like pinpoint one that dominates them, it would be Jujutsu Kaisen,
Everywhere.
and I don't think it's close. But
Correct.
Demon Slayer does have a heavy hand.
Oh, it does.
With that being said, they're the only one on that list that broke the internet, right?
Yeah.
Demon Slayer is the only one that broke the internet.
Yeah.
So how is it not a favorite if it's the only one that broke the internet?
Yeah. No, you got a point. I mean,
Do you think maybe there's a timing bias here?
yeah. I think Jujutsu Kaisen ended at the end of the year for its
Mm-hmm.
season, and then Demon Slayer ended what, middle of the year?
And it was 25 episodes. So
Right.
it ran longer. So you had more weeks of content
Right.
versus Demon Slayer who had 12. Do you think they hurt themselves by not having more content
No.
as far as in
Well,
the
as
running?
far as the running,
Like
yes.
for specifically
Always.
for this because I think their content
Always.
is perfect. I think
I
those
think
like 12,
yeah.
13 episodes,
I
I
mean,
think they're fucking
fucking
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah, it leaves me wanting more
Oh
and
yeah.
then mad when it's gone, but
Yeah,
I'm never
see,
mad about fluff.
and that's the thing. And I think that's something that we both should very much so note, which is me and you Jesus
You,
Christ.
me
Me
and
and
you.
you, me and you, when we were watching Demon Slayer,
Yeah, fucking
uh
choked up, man.
when we were watching it come out, we were like,
Uh-huh.
dude, it needs to be another episode right now. Right
Yeah,
now.
we want it. We want
Right
it.
now. Like
It's my money and I want it now.
it was pissing us off each week
Right.
that there wasn't that was the only thing.
Yep.
And for JJK, it was similar at times, but there was a couple here and there where you're like, that was kind of
Yeah.
whack.
Once again, your volume control, fucking
It's kind of whack.
yeah.
So uh, it, you know,
That went just like a half a second longer than you normally did. And I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get this one.
it doesn't make sense. It's like, all right, dude,
Jesus. Get it out, my
you're
guy.
right. I'm just trying to
Oh
say.
shit. Fucking
Uh,
katana got your throat? What's going on, man?
no, but again, Demon Slayer, the graphics in that show are just so next level
It's
that it's
so
hard for
good.
me to ever. It's hard to
Yeah.
not talk about it. It's just hard to
Yeah.
not talk about it.
So back to Chainsaw Man, because this is probably, like I said, I hadn't seen Potion the Rock, so I can't say it deserves or doesn't deserve to be on the list. I wish I could
Well,
have that
I was about
conversation
to say,
about it.
before you get into Chainsaw Man, like, what do you know about Bocce the Rock? Like, did you see the trailer? Did you?
I saw it looks like it's a little girl who's typically nervous who gets on stage and kills it. I mean, I might be
Yeah,
dead wrong there. Yeah, is that Bocce the Rock?
yeah. It looks a little,
It might even be Bocchi the Rock. Like I
and
don't fucking even know
and
how
it
to say the name
and it reminds me slightly of the Depression, slightly, not nearly as
of
close
the Depression. So
of
it
the
reminds you of the
Depression
1950s.
of the Depression of My Happy Marriage, where
What do
you
you
know how
mean?
it was like very depressing watching that show because
Oh,
she had
okay.
a lot of shit going bad. The way they
Yeah.
made it look in the trailer is that she's like everybody's telling her she ain't gonna be shit, and
Oh
then she
shit, that's
starts a
fucked
group,
up.
and then like you ain't
She
gonna make
starts
it,
to be shit.
you ain't gonna make it, and then
All
she's like,
right.
yes I am, and then
I
everybody's
see
like,
you,
you ain't gonna
Bocchi.
make it, you ain't gonna
I see
make it,
you. All right.
and
Well,
then they push her over,
and I
and,
push her. And I push her.
and I pushed her. I told her she wasn't gonna make it, and I pushed her. It's like it's so ridiculous, the bullying and not
In
only anime,
animes.
but not only anime, but movies as well. It's like, dude,
Oh,
that never happens. That
never.
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 Uh, but yeah, I didn't get too much from it, and I wouldn't watch it. I'm not gonna lie, unless you were like,
I'd
hey,
watch
let's
that.
do it.
I'd watch it, but I'm
I
also
wouldn't.
all caught up. You have so much good shit on your list. It was doesn't make sense to
Mm,
me to waste your time
Not
on
for that,
something
because
you're not really interested in. Yeah.
we're gonna still watch more similar to it, but I'm
Yeah.
putting that on the back burner.
Yeah,
I
I'll
have some
watch
other
it, and
ones.
if it's good, I'll let you know, and if we need to move it
Me
up your list, we will, but I'll let you
No.
know.
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
not moving
okay.
it up my list.
Alright.
I don't give a
Okay.
damn what you
Well,
say.
guys, we got it figured out.
Alright, but
Problem
you were gonna
solved.
you were gonna talk about Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, because Chainsaw Man's the only one on this list where I was like, I saw it and I fucking rolled my eyes, dude. And
Really?
yeah, this is one where I know I've met a lot of people who like it. Like supposedly the manga is fucking fire, which means nothing to me because I don't read. So I can't read. So literally means nothing to me. And it's
All it
really
is less.
frustrating.
Isn't the manga just less? Because animations, you gotta fill in a little bit more, whereas the
I
manga is just straight to the point.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I
But
honestly
go
have
ahead.
not a clue. But because I don't read mangas, I can't read.
You don't?
No, I don't. But like people like Right Hard, like this was one when it came out, when it was getting ready to come out, had like the solo leveling type hype.
Oh,
So
shit.
Chainsaw Man had that kind of hype when it was coming out
Uh-huh.
because the manga was such fire that people were
Yeah.
like, yo, when this comes out, like this is it right here. And that's the same thing with solo leveling, right? People are like, oh, like even in our comments when we dropped that fucking short, people were like, yo, dude, it's about to be lit, right?
Yeah.
And to be honest, Chainsaw Man as a whole wasn't bad. Like it wasn't bad at all. But you know how I feel about that like fan service when it's overtly pervy, fucking like
Like, is it nasty? Like, is it like perping on like perving on like little girls, or is it like
no, it's not. So that's the good thing of it. It's not doing
okay?
that. Like it's
It's
all
just being
grown women.
naturally pervy.
But
So like pervy sage.
to me personally, it takes away from it's they do it enough to where it takes away from the storyline. Like because even with like it was yes, very similar to Pervy Sage, where it's like he's into like adult women and just like wants to be around them, all that kind of shit. It's similar to that as far as like it being older women and it being around,
Uh-huh.
but it's much more intense than that. Like he's getting promises of like to go do something. And keep in mind, guys, he hasn't watched this, so I'm not trying to give
Too
anything
much.
crazy away.
Yeah.
But it's like anytime they want him to do something he doesn't want to do, they're like, oh, well, if you do this, you can touch my boob. And
Oh,
oh, if you could
okay.
do this, we could make out. And oh, this, and that. And it's just like
Mm,
literally the perviness drives the story forward.
right. Like
And I
it
fucking
would
hate it.
stop if he wasn't a perv.
Yeah. And if they didn't have that in there, I would absolutely love the show because it's definitely gory. It's got a very interesting plot to it, and I can't really give that away because giving the plot away will give away pretty much that whole first season. So I'm not
Okay.
gonna do that to you. But it genuinely, like, they have a without that, there's no story. Nothing moves forward,
Right.
and that fucking frustrates the shit out of me. Like, why can't we just like add that in, like, here and there, here and there? You can. I don't care. I don't
Mhm.
like it, but I don't care if you sprinkle it in. But when that's literally the
Sprinkle,
sole
baby.
driving factor, it
Sprinkle,
took me.
baby.
Yeah, it's only like 10 episodes, maybe.
So you like the Fire Force sprinkle. You like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
little like goofy little like she
yeah,
falls and then her titties are out
yeah,
or
yeah. But
her
she's
booby
about that
popping.
action, and
You know what I mean? Princess
nobody's
Ivana
like,
over
I'm
there.
gonna do this to make sure her shit falls out, and lands on my lap, and she's not walking up to dudes like, hey, if you fight this fire, if you defeat that fucking
If you
what are they
defeat
called?
Rekka, if you defeat
Yeah,
Rekka,
if you defeat Rekka, you could have me for the night. Like,
right?
none of that's happening, and that's
I'll
kind of
let you.
how it is
I'll
in
let you eat
Chainsaw
my
Man.
ass.
Yeah,
Any ass eating in there?
a lot of it, tons of
Okay,
ass eating.
but then I'll love it
Yeah,
because I'm the motherfucking booty
but
bandit.
honestly, I personally think this is the Darth Maul problem. Chainsaw Man has the
Okay,
Darth Maul problem.
you got a
So the
lot to
Darth,
say.
dude,
God damn.
I fucking hate it. I don't like
Jesus,
it.
do we should we change this to the Chainsaw Man
This will
review
be
or
this will be the last thing I say on it. Okay.
okay?
So I think it has the Darth Maul problem. Like, you know how in Star Wars how Darth Maul just always fucking comes back and never fucking dies?
Yeah,
I think the only reason they do that is because people think
the
he looks
popularity.
cool.
Yeah.
He's so cool looking. So
Yep.
Chainsaw Man, I think people enjoy it because of how cool the chainsaw thing is, which is dope. It's fucking dope. Don't get it
It looked
twisted. It's
dope. That
justified.
did look dope.
It's justified.
The chainsaw
The
shit.
animation's dope. The fights are gory
It's
and
Mappa.
dope.
It's Mappa,
And
man.
it's fucking cool where he's all
Good shit,
chainsawed
Mappa.
out.
Good shit.
Yeah. It's all fucking dope.
Shout out to
But
Mappa.
I think that people are getting caught up in the hype of that coolness over it actually being a good story.
Okay,
And it
so
might be.
you're just frustrated with the story.
Yeah, I'm frustrated that they use the perviness to drive the story.
Right.
It's fucking frustrating. So that's the only one on that list that I've seen that I'm like, don't fucking do it. I don't want it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then we've already seen Oshinoko, which we're excited for season 2, which season 2's
Yeah,
greenlit for
and
this year, right?
we'll have a link of the review in the bio.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have a
Yep.
link of our JJK season 2,
Yes, sir.
our Oshinoko, and our
Deep.
Demons. Oh wait, we
No, we
didn't
didn't do
do
Demon
Swordsman.
Slayer. Yeah, so those are the only two that we've done that are on that list.
Right. So we'll have
Yeah.
those two down there, but Oshinoko was a very creative show.
Oh
It
my
was
god, it was
it was
so.
very
Remember, I
and it's
told
an
you I was
isekai,
like,
right? Is that
I
an
don't.
isekai or is it a
It seemed.
seinen
Here's the thing. I don't know if it's an
or
isekai
is it a
because
shojo?
I think for it to be an isekai, I think he has to be reborn into another world.
Oh, okay. That's
But I
what it
could be
was.
wrong. I could be
Yeah,
wrong. I could be
yeah.
wrong. And he wasn't
Knew there
reborn
was a
into
catch to
another
that.
world.
Right.
So I don't know if it's considered an isekai,
Right.
but
Because well,
it's phenomenal.
yeah, yeah. Because Jobless is an isekai for sure, and he was born
Yeah,
into a separate
yeah,
world.
yeah, and
Okay.
that happens all the time. That's like, I think that's it, and I could be making that up. I don't know it to be
Right.
true,
Yeah.
but
So that was great, and again, the storyline was a driving force in that. There's not a lot of fight. There's no fights in that. There maybe like one little moment, but not like
I don't know
actual
if there's a
fights.
fight so much as people dying.
Right. It's hard to explain that. It's not really a fight.
Yeah, as much as
But
there's people dying.
the pop culture aspect in that I thought was next level. So they bring in social media
Oh, you mean
in
like the
the
industry
anime,
and
the
oh,
industry. That was
okay. So
phenomenal.
the fact
I
that they kind
gotta
of
give
it's like
them
modernized.
yes, and I think that's
Okay,
what drove a lot of the popularity of it was that it was
that's cool.
so
I didn't think about that.
fucking modern,
Yeah,
but
A-
also a hint of old.
and even yeah, and you actually brought up a good point because even when that chick was getting like cyberbullied, for fucking smacking that bitch, dude. Which
That's
she
some
smacked the
that
shit
that
out
shit
that
really
bitch,
happens
dude.
too.
She smacked the shit out that bitch. But that's true. That's like it was so spot on of like the reaction to that, and like online people telling her to unalive herself
Yeah,
and all that shit. Like
yeah.
that's real. I've seen it.
And the
I've seen
reality
people saying that to
shows,
people when they don't like people.
right? And the
It's like, hey,
reality show,
I don't like this video. You should go unalive yourself. Like, what is wrong with you?
right? And
Reality show.
the reality shows how they like that moment happened because she was trying to tailor the reality show to like popularity, or like having a moment within the reality show
Right. She wanted her
was why
moment.
she did that.
Yeah.
And that drove more views, but it also fucking
Fucked her life
fucked
up.
her up.
Yeah.
So it's so sick to see. That's a side dynamic, that's not even the premise of the show. That's not even the main character. That's a side character moment there, and it was so big and
Yeah.
massive. And
And
so,
we got Aqua licking the knife.
right, that's always, yeah, you enjoy that a little too much.
I'm good
What
at
kind
it.
of what kind of knives you been licking?
Lots of
Huh?
practice.
Yeah, I could
Lots of
tell.
practice.
I could tell.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it was really good. Like I'm happy. I was actually really happy that got on the list because I think when I was watching it, like halfway through, I'd messaged you and I was like, "Hey, we're gonna do Oshinoko soon. This is really good." And then I
Mhm.
finished it. I was like, "Yo, this shit was fire. I didn't expect it to be this good, and I'm actually upset that it was this good because
Right.
now I don't just
Can't
have
wait for
one
the
kind of
next season.
anime that I like. I need fucking more of this kind. I'm like experimenting more with different kind of animes. It's pretty dope. But I think
Really
this
dope.
Oshinoko, I think
That is super dope.
the only reason it's not as popular is because it came out on High Dive over
Ah.
Crunchyroll. I
Ah.
honestly think if Oshinoko had came out on Crunchyroll,
Oh, man.
it would have been I think it would have been number 2 to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Just
me
because of
personally,
popularity.
just because of how popular it is with High Dive right now.
Right.
And like and that's on it's on High Dive. It's kind of like when Cobra
Imagine
Kai.
throwing it on Crunchyroll and Hulu.
Yeah, right. It would be
It'd
fucking
be,
gigantic. And
yeah.
like I was saying, like Country Kai,
Country Cat?
Cobra Kai. When Cobra Kai was on YouTube, it got canceled,
Uh-huh.
and they put it on Netflix, and all of a sudden,
It's this
it's
massive show.
it's this massive show. It fucking number one year round. Like they fucking it's got the biggest following. Like it,
It does.
that's a perfect example of what I think would have happened to Oshinoko if it
Yeah.
wasn't on High Dive and it got put on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
And I think that it was exclusively on High Dive too. So I think High Dive paid for it to be exclusive.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you there. And then, as you know, Demon Slayer, and the main reason we're focusing on these is because of me and you have both seen all these.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate we can't go over Vinland, because that,
Yeah,
having
and
seen that
I'll
trailer, I
touch on that.
am really intrigued with that. Oh, and we'll touch on it right now, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah,
What
I was like,
what
so we'll
what are
just
your
get
main
into it.
thoughts on it?
Well, so just go ahead and tell the people what you got from the trailer,
So
so
what
they
I
kind of know where you're at and why I'm avoiding certain things if they've seen it.
Right. So the trailer I thought was excellent. It was the best out of the three that I saw, between Chainsaw, Bocchi, and Vinland. And it brought back to medieval times, not necessarily medieval, but the swords days, the tribe days. Not a lot of regulation, just a lot of warring, a lot of simple lifestyle. I like those time periods. It's similar to like a Game of Thrones type of time period, is what it felt like. I don't know if
Hmm.
there's magic in this. I don't know if there's any like abilities or
Yeah,
anything like
I will
that.
say it's Nordic, like Viking times.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it
So
takes place in.
yeah, and it looked very gory. It had the old head trying to school the new head. So it had a lot of moments like that, where it's like experience versus like pride, and like trying to get your feet wet. So I like that dynamic that they showed. It just looked
Yeah,
really good. It just
yeah.
looked like a
So
really
with
good
Vinland
storyline.
Saga, the one thing I'll say is because season 2 is the one that's up for the 2024 anime of the year, season 2. But with that being said, there's only 2 seasons out, right? The first season is fucking bonkers, dude. There's so much war and violence and gore in the first season. It's fucking wild. And it ends on a oh shit, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you get to season 2 and they completely flip it. Like it's so
Mhm.
I've never seen an anime make such a 180 that Vinland Saga does on season 1 from season 1 to season 2. Like
Uh-huh.
they completely switched 180%. Like it's a complete different it's almost a different show
Uh-huh.
in season 2 than it is from season 1. So with Vinland Saga, like I've never seen that and I have seen close to that where animes might make that switch, but when they make that switch, I don't like it. I'm like, what are we doing? This is what the anime was. Vinland Saga, I fucking enjoyed the shit out of it. Now I had to change my expectations because the
Mhm.
whole time season 2 was going on, I'm like, where's the violence? Where's the gore? Where's the blood? Like, what's going on? And I was like, no, man. Like, I had to take a step back and realize that in Vinland Saga season 2, you have to take a step back and see the story as a whole. You have to take a
Right.
step back and look at the character. The character is the story. And
Mhm.
that's what I love about Vinland Saga is 9 times out of 10 you have the plot, right? So in every other anime, like you know this, like the person isn't the story. There's something like give you Demon Slayer, for example, right? Like the plot there is they want to defeat Muzan and he wants to get his sister back to normal, right? Like that plot drives the thing. This one, his character development is the plot. And when you look at it like that, then it's like a goddamn masterpiece. It's fucking brilliant. Uh Once again, they did have a little blood and gore in there. I'm a fan. Wish they had a little more, but ultimately, I love the shit out of it, and we're definitely going to be covering it in the future.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll do it for Vinland. I'm excited to get into that,
Yeah,
and it won't be too long before I do,
yeah.
probably, just
I
because of
almost threw it on your list not too long ago,
yeah,
and then I decided not to because you have a hefty load,
a hefty load.
and so I was like, I'll wait until because there's some other ones I don't want to like add this one, and while we're working in other ones, but this will definitely be in the nearer future.
Right. And then Demon Slayer, we'll wrap it up on this. The Swordsmith arc specifically, we haven't covered it. We're
No,
going
we
to
haven't.
cover it. So
We're
I
gonna
don't want us
cover
to
it.
get into too much detail right now, but
And
uh
we shouldn't have to because y'all motherfuckers broke the internet watching this. This is the
right.
one. This is the one out of all these that transcend anime.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I know people outside the anime community that fuck with
That
Demon
fuck with
Slayer
Demon Slayer.
and only Demon Slayer. This one transcends anime
Yeah.
community.
This is one where it's similar to the DBZ where it transcends the scene. And like Demon Slayer, don't like Demon Slayer. Like DBZ, don't like DBZ. You can't take away the
The
impact it
impact.
had in
Yep.
regards to bringing outsiders in
Yeah.
and being a good for its time. Of course,
Right. Right.
DBZ
Right.
hasn't really
Yeah.
held up,
It's
but
yeah. It doesn't.
uh,
No, not at
Demon
all.
Slayer is going to bring in mass amounts of outsiders, and hopefully, if they're shown the right next steps, they'll stay
Right.
in.
Right. And so this is actually something interesting I want you to think about that I was just thinking about as you were talking. I think Jujutsu Kaisen was good enough to where it could transcend anime, where people who don't watch anime could watch it. But I don't think it'll ever do it the way Demon Slayer did.
No,
And the one reason that is because of the time you have to invest.
yeah,
Demon Slayer, it's
it's
12 episodes.
very
The Unwavering arc was 25 episodes. Everything after that is 12 to 13 episodes or 10 to 13 episodes, right?
right.
Like Jujutsu Kaisen's 25 episodes and you got to watch them.
Right, you gotta really,
And
really
I
watch
think
them.
and I love it and I wouldn't change that, but I will say I think that's the only reason Jujutsu Kaisen hasn't transcended the anime realm the
Right.
way I'm sure there are people who
There's
do, but
some
it hasn't done it the way Demon Slayer has.
right, and like we said, I think we say this every single Demon Slayer review that we've done so far. The pacing is phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
just absolutely phenomenal. It's quick, clear, to the point for the most part. The only like filler-esque shit you get is in the Tengen arc with the entertainment
Right.
district with the dressing up and shit. But that's like literally the only thing you could really point to where it's like, it's kind of like get through this shit. Let's get through this.
Yeah. And I
Swordsmith's arc was fucking phenomenal. If you've
it was
not
so
seen
good.
it, holy shit, you
It
need
was
to
so
watch it.
good.
And the ending, like you said, like you mentioned to that, stopped the fucking internet, dude. It
Yeah,
like
we couldn't get in
wow,
for hours.
curveball,
Yeah.
curveball,
Yeah, and the
massive
big
curveball.
thing, so the big thing I do want to add about Demon Slayer and the Swordsmith Village arc, it's my favorite arc so far,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have the best fight. I still think the
Correct.
Entertainment District
Whoo!
is the best fight, hands down,
That
not even close.
Tengen Tanjiro's versus fucking
Uh,
Sickle Cell. Oh my
yep, sickle
god.
cell, sickle
Sh-
cell, and whiny bitch
Yeah, but just that Sickle Cell fight with just
with
those
them.
three.
Yeah, yeah,
Holy fuck, man.
phenomenal. But there's no like I think that was the best fight, and it's not even close.
Not even
And
close.
but I did think like
Well, it
Swordsmith
kind of
Village arc was
close.
my
Rengoku and Akaza was a very
that's emotional. It wasn't.
no, that's your emotional moment, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. Well.
I just
Yeah.
had to remind you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're
You're
welcome.
a good fucking person and a piece of
I'm
shit
gonna get
human.
you an Akaza poster one of these days.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Do not do that. Also, if you do, better be dope. But don't do that. Please don't do that.
I'm gonna do that. I gotta
I'm
do it
gonna
at
look at
least
it every
once.
day, wake up to tears.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey guys, we'll make sure that we
It's
come back
fucking dope.
around
Poster's
when
fucking dope. Go ahead.
we'll make sure we come back around in March because that's when they announce the winners and they do the awards. So we'll make sure we watch it and hope maybe even by then we might be
Do like
live
a quick
streaming by
little.
then.
Oh yeah,
We could live stream
if
the
we really
awards, you know?
moving, if we
Yeah,
really
depending on
moving,
where we're at. But
yeah.
right now, we'll just plan on doing another episode once that happens, and we might go over some of the winners and losers and what we
Yeah.
think in certain categories. It won't be anything extravagant, but
No, it might
we'll
be a little
definitely do
side
that.
episode,
So to kind of wrap us up,
depending.
what are you looking forward to this year in anime?
So
Do you have any
real
early calls?
real
Go
quick,
ahead.
I had one snub from this list, which
Ooh.
arguably you could say I'm full of shit because I haven't seen Chainsaw Man, I haven't seen
All right.
Bocchi, and I haven't seen
And
Vinland.
before you say it, give me a second because I want to guess. So let me know before you say it. Continue.
I'm about to say it.
Okay.
What's your guess?
So my guess is you're gonna say My Hero.
Nope.
That's my guess. Oh shit. Ooh,
No.
I'm excited. What is it?
I really thought you were gonna get it, and it was close. That's close because I was thinking about that, but no. Blue Lock.
Oh
Dude,
shit.
Blue Lock, Shane, when I tell you that shit low key transcended as well, it low key transcended as well. I hear a lot of people talking about, I think because soccer's so big
Mm-hmm.
on social media specifically, I see a lot of people posting about Blue Lock. And obviously in the anime scene, it's massive. But I also heard this, and don't quote me on this. I saw it on Facebook. It was a post, and it was that Blue Lock was the highest grossing manga
Sports, I think it is.
uh of 2023.
Oh shit.
Like manga of all manga. That's sports and whatever else included. So I could be wrong on that, but I saw a Facebook post that had that, and I was like, "There's no shot. How the fuck is a sports anime the highest grossing, highest sales in manga?" And
Fair enough.
I just hear about it so much scrolling through
That's a good
social
fucking.
media.
So that's a good snub.
Right, and it's a sports anime. It's a different category than anything you see on here. So I think they should have thrown some love out to that. But again, you know,
And
I haven't seen
he's talking solely about as anime of the year, guys. He's not saying
right
like they're not might not be in a different category. He's talking specifically anime
anime
of
of
the
the
year,
year. Correct.
right?
It
And I
probably
just
is in a
looked it up.
different category.
Right. And I just looked it up though.
Uh-huh.
While you were talking, I wanted to double check because I was like, I know I got to the season late, but it looks like the season started in October of 2022 and it ended in
Oh,
March of 2023. So I'm sure they did like one of those half
oh
splits where they do
shit.
12 episodes and 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
mean,
then
I
it's
still,
like
but
you would
it
argue
was
it
it
for
should still
both.
qualify, right?
Right. You could argue for
So
both years.
right, but that may be why. But that was a good snub. I didn't even because I didn't that was a snub. Like I didn't even think about that as a potential snub, and I think that might have been the first anime that I told you. I was like, "Yo, fucking stop what you're doing and
Yeah.
watch it."
Yeah. You
I
were
was like,
massive on it, and I zoomed through that shit.
"Dude, I ran through it in a day.
Yeah, I think I ran through it in like 3 days, a weekend.
It
I
was
think
fucking
I
phenomenal. It
like
was
it was a
fucking
very
phenomenal.
easy watch.
It was so good. It was so
Very,
fucking good."
very
And I'm
easy.
upset that they're doing a movie before they
Instead
do
of the
season 2 because
mm,
that under 18 fucking match
mm-hmm.
arc is gonna be fucking dope. I know it.
Yeah.
I know that under 18 fucking or under 20, whatever it is
It's gonna
gonna
be
be
dope.
dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Do
know
you
it.
have
I
a
just know it.
do you have a snub before we get into what our hopes are?
You know, I'd looked on it. I think I decided to go with no snubs. I did want to do an honorable mention to My Hero
Okay, honorable mention.
because
Fine.
I think personally though, I think that's just an emotional attachment because I enjoy it so
You
much.
do. That's one of your all
Um,
times.
right. Oh, you know what? Fuck me. I do have a snub, and I'm glad you're in your room because your room reminded me of the snub. Thousand Year Blood War,
Oh
Bleach.
shit. Yeah.
Thousand Year Blood War is
Oh
fucking fire.
shit. That
How that didn't end up on
wow.
anime of the year is
Wow.
fucking blows my mind.
And
It
I
blows my fucking mind because that shit
wow.
was crazy
Holy
popular. It
shit.
was number one a lot. Like it's so goddamn good. How that didn't end up as an option for anime of the year this year is fucking wild to me because it is
Yeah.
so goddamn good.
Yeah, and you were telling me that as you were watching it, and that's part of why you told me, "Hey, Bleach is the first big one you got to watch because Thousand Year Blood War is that good." He's
It's
like,
that good.
you may like it somewhat watching the regular series, but
Yeah, it's a bit dated. Yeah.
you're like, yo, they did their thing. And you
Yeah.
were also telling me about Orihime and her stepping up, and then Kimpachi
Zenpachi. Yeah, Kenpachi Zaraki.
Zaraki, yeah. You were saying he
Kenny.
had some, yeah. Kenny had some big moments in Thousand Year Blood
Huge.
War as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm can't wait to watch that as well
Yeah,
once I
how
get through
that one didn't
Bleach.
make it is upsetting, but that is my snub for anime of the year.
Cool,
But I don't have a problem with the list. I don't.
right?
Yeah,
So
even the one I don't like.
into our hopes, my
Yeah, for
hopes.
2024.
Yeah, we got My Hero coming up. We
Yep,
got um,
Demon
what's the
Slayer's
other?
coming
Demon
up
Slayer's coming up, and
near
then we
future.
got there's
Because
one
I think
Blue Lock,
what
right?
Demons, yeah.
And
So Demon Slayer's,
Oshinoko.
yep. So Demon Slayer's in February. That's locked in.
Uh huh.
My Hero's in April. That's locked in.
Uh huh.
Oshinoko, I don't know when that's coming out, but they did confirm it's coming out in 2024. I
Uh
just
huh.
haven't checked recently. And then Blue
Yes.
Lock is coming out with a movie.
Right.
They're
So,
coming out with a Nagi movie.
in regards to all those, of course, I want all those to come out. I'm looking forward to all those. But in regards to my early 2024 anime of the year pick, I'm going with My Hero. I think that My Hero has hit a point where it can only get super dope from here. Because the
Mm-hmm.
last season, I think they really took a big leap in regards to his development.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I think with Deku's development, so I think this season is going to be where you see Deku take a massive jump. And I don't know, I haven't seen any spoilers on it. I haven't read the manga. I just for whatever reason think that Deku's just going to go berserk in this next season. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Absolutely.
and that it's gonna like it's gonna break social media when it comes out. But
Yeah.
hopefully, that's what I'm hoping
Yeah,
for.
I think the upsetting thing is that there's a lot of animes where they're coming out with a new season this year, and I don't think that's going to be Jujutsu Kaisen because it was like a
There's no way.
4 year, 3 year hiatus from the last season,
I think
and
they're gonna.
it's so upsetting
Real quick to
that
that,
happens in anime.
they're starting a new studio too.
That's right.
JJK is
I
starting
remember
their
you telling me
own
that,
studio, so
which
that's
is
one
wild.
thing that they have to set up. And then two, is it gonna live up to Mappa? So
That's true.
but
Yeah,
you're
and
saying
so I'm assuming they're not going to put out a season this year, which is
no
just
shot.
upsetting, knowing what happened at the end of this one and having so many unanswered questions
Yeah.
that it's
And it
super
just
upsetting.
ended, so you already
Yeah.
know. Even if they
Y
did, it would be at the very end of the year.
yeah,
Even
my
if they
pick,
did.
I w I don't I can't I'm probably the most excited for Demon Slayer because it's the Hashira training arc,
Yeah,
and I think that's gonna be fucking dope, and I think
it
there's so
is.
many things they could do with that. I think at one point in one of our reviews, you mentioned they might be like, it'd be cool because we haven't read the mangas, so we don't know what's happening next,
Right.
but you were
I
like,
love it.
it would
I
be
love
you were
that we
like
don't know.
yeah,
But
dude. You were like, it'd be cool if they brought back some of the old Hashiras and they like helped with the
yes.
training and shit like that.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that happens because that was a cool fucking thought to see them all be all badass and shit.
And like I always tell you, I love me some training. I
Yep,
love
you
me some
do.
training.
It's your
How
favorite part of animes.
However, it was like I love that aspect of it and the storyline. I just feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's a bigger moment for Deku versus for Tanjiro. Like Tanjiro's getting ready,
So, well,
right?
so what I was gonna say is I can't put it in the running for anime of the year because the
Right.
one thing I have heard about the Hashira training arc is that it's short.
So, yeah, I mean, they're
And so
probably
they
gonna
might
be
be able
just
to
as short as
yeah,
every
it'll
other.
it'll probably be 10 to 12 episodes, but
Right.
if it's just the Hashira training arc, I don't think there's necessarily gonna be the demon, the bad guy, the upper six that they're gonna face in this
Yeah,
one.
the
I think this is gonna be a little more
with the eyes and shit,
developmental.
the three
Right.
eyes that we saw.
Yeah, we might see a couple and we might see a couple fights here and there, but I don't think anything's gonna be crazy impactful. So
Yeah,
I can't imagine it would be in the running for anime of the year this upcoming year, which I'm okay
yeah.
with.
And I think it,
Uh
it will be just because of the popularity of it. I think
yeah,
it'll be on the list.
that's fair.
I just don't see it
Yeah.
beating My Hero.
So I will say, you guys, and this is my dark horse too. So I think this is a dark horse. Hell's Paradise season 2, I believe, is supposed to come out this year. If that does come out this year, I low key, the way they ended last season and are setting up this new season, I low key think that it's gonna be anime of the year. And if not, it's gonna be on this list.
Mhm,
I enjoyed it. I think it could have been better. It doesn't bother me that it was not on this list because I think it's in a couple other categories.
mhm.
But ultimately, I think it set it up for season 2 to be the shit. So I'm looking forward to that one. I think that'll be anime of the year this upcoming year.
Cool. So you got
Yeah.
Hell's Paradise. I got My Hero.
Yes, sir.
We'll see what happens. I mean, this is an exciting year, man. Especially
Exciting
how
year.
big anime's getting. It's just getting
Yeah.
bigger and bigger, and just like my
Dude,
penis
I fucking
every
love it.
year.
Oh, whoa. Whoa. Not your
I
penis.
try to slip that in there.
That's terrible
I tried
timing.
to pull it out and slip it in there just real quick,
Oh,
but you
been
caught
there,
me.
buddy.
You
I've
caught
been
me.
there.
Sorry, sorry. I thought
I
you weren't
know.
looking.
I thought this was America. I'm
I'm
sorry. I thought this
sorry. I'm
was
sorry.
America.
It's not America. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
I
yeah,
think
I'm
if you want to bring us home here,
yeah, well,
we're like
we
cutting
gotta
each other
figure it
off.
out. Yep, we gotta figure it out. But yeah, I think that this upcoming year, I think just the quality of anime in general has
It's
been
going up,
improving like
dude.
crazy, just because we've been getting so
It's,
many
it's
fans.
hard to watch fucking
And
Bleach, dude.
I mean, and don't forget, we got Avatar live action coming up here
Oh
soon.
yes,
I'm super excited. Like I'm
yes.
ready to go for
And
this year.
Avatar's an anime, you fucking pussies. It's an
Yep.
anime. We don't care what you think. We don't
Do not
care
give a
the
fuck.
definition of it. We don't
Nope.
care.
It's an
It's a
anime.
fucking anime.
Yep. And so I'm looking forward to it. But hey,
Oh man.
guys, we just hit our hour. We
Yep.
appreciate every fucking single one of you.
Holy
You
shit.
guys are fucking showing out. We
Pulling up.
appreciate that shit.
Yeah, man.
Holy cow,
We
man.
got like 70 in the
Yeah.
last week.
Remember, real friends tell their friends. So make sure you share the pod with
Yes.
some of your friends if you enjoy our
Yes.
content. If you don't, then fuck you, die slow. But
Fuck you. Wait, fuck you guys slow. Wait, like,
no, I said fuck you, die slow.
oh, I thought you said fuck them slow.
That's a crazy insult.
Yeah.
That's a wild insult. That's a wild
that's
boy saying some
assault,
shit like
brother.
that. That's assault, brother. But yeah, we
It's
appreciate
not what
every
you
single
said.
one of you guys.
Yes.
Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, please below.
Please
Comment
comment.
below. We
Comment.
love the comments. We like going back at
Comment.
you. We had a dude who had a rough day at work and let it out on us.
We
Please make
invite it
sure.
all.
Yeah, please
We
make
invite
sure
it
if you're
all.
having a
You're
rough
having a
day at
bad
work,
day. Come take it
let it
out on
out.
us.
Come
Take
take
it
it
out
out on
on
us.
us.
All
Take it
right.
out on us.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you got anything you want to say to the people
Yeah.
before we get out of here?
I'm loving the comments. You guys are already liking. You guys are already
Mm-hmm.
subscribing. So I'm more focused always on the comments. I think it makes my day every day. It sparks other ideas. It
Yeah.
creates good convo. I mean,
Yeah, we've
I
done a
love it.
couple of videos because of comments already.
Right.
Yeah.
So by all means, and there was a couple that got thrown out, I think over our Naruto shit. But uh, anyway, it's great. We love it. And we love the fucking support. We're almost at 500.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, appreciate you.
Yep.
But
But all right, guys.
I'm your boy Blackie Chan.
Comedy Hot Share. We out.
We out.